shocking, frightening, or simply mind-blowing, coming across something strange every day, where scientists are able to explain almost everything that happened to them. There are still some mysteries left that, even after decades, keep troubling their minds. So, sit up to see the most baffling encounters that even scientists cannot explain. Bigfoot hiding. Terrified but still moving forward, this man is trying to outrun the Bigfoot following him. But larger and probably even smarter than him, the Bigfoot kept popping in front of him, and just when he thought he had finally ditched the beast, it came right to his face and scared the poor dude. Because the trees standing in the way, not much of the chasing beast was caught, but it sure was a hell of an experience for him. A similar incident happened with a bunch of female hikers. As they reached the top of the cliff, one of them spotted a creepy humanoid creature looking over them. Though it looks kind of edited to some of the viewers, let me know what you think of this alien figure. Dragging shadow. Two men can be seen standing outside of the glass door, probably guarding something. Now everything seems to be normal at the beginning, until suddenly, something comes right at them and slides through the glass door. It was actually a man that was probably thrown by something. And while they were digesting what had just happened, something even creepier occurred, as the guy standing on the right suddenly felt something dragging him. Pulling his leg, it made him fall to the ground. Though they were not able to see anything in the dark of the night, the camera caught the movement, and it appears to be some sort of evil spirit that pushed the man on the floor. Boneyard. Coming into the woods to look for the animals, the man was shocked when he found some, but in the worst way possible. While strolling, he came across the carcass of a deer. Suspecting it might be a fawn that was bitten by a huge predator, he moves further. And time, not just the carcass, but he found a huge can filled with animal bones. Though scared, he kept picking out the remains of dead animals, limbs of a camel, bones of a buck, and many more things. But who put these bones there, and especially a milk canister filled with animal remains out there in the wild? Nobody knows. Spirit in jungle. Okay, just a usual clip of the forest. What's so different about that? Well, seeing at first, it might look like an ordinary clip, but it's when the visuals are zoomed that the actual story is revealed. As taking advantage of the foggy forest, there's something flying in the air. One spirit of an old woman, the other of a man, and the rest are a little hard to determine. Caught in the forest of Stansted Mountfitchet, a small town in the UK, the figures are believed to be actual people by the locals, as they date them back to an old incident that happened decades ago, in which some passengers were hit by a train on the nearby railway track. Strolling Sasquatch. While strolling in the woods, the man had no idea that there was another thing accompanying him. A Bigfoot. Captured in the jungle of Florida in the year 2000, the beast was caught taking a tour of the trails. Though he was walking a little far from the man, not ready to take any risk, he decided to go back. Well, this was not the only time someone has spotted a Bigfoot in the Floridian tracks, as another man claims to have captured one. Caught with his phone camera, the man says that one time hiding behind the trees, the other time caught just from a little distance. He's captured 3 different Bigfoots at different spots. So, did the Bigfoot family really start living near the Hickory Man's house? Or was it just another made-up story? Half dogs, half lions. Hybrid lions? Mutated dogs? What are these creatures caught on the mountains of Iraq? Found in the year 2022, these animals have been surfacing on the internet since, but even after a year, nothing much about their origin and breed was revealed. Staying in the deserted area for so long, the thing which baffled the people was, how did they survive with no major source of food there? Not knowing that too either, some people believe that they are not some unique creature, but are actually the Tibetan Mastiff, which, because of their massive jaws, muscular bodies, and the lion-like mane, they're often referred to as lion dogs. Hairy brute. Lips of a giant human, eyes being the tiniest ones, and with the rest of the body covered in hair, this is no doubt a cryptid. Found in a small town of Azerbaijan in the year 2018, this creature has been shocking people since. And not only did it have creepy eyes, but the rest of the body was no less alien to the people. Walking on its four legs, the creature had weirdly long hands with witch-like black nails. Because skin feels like it's been burnt, researchers believe that it could be a monkey which was caught in a fire. But the fact that it was walking on two legs made it a little far from the ape world. In that case, what was it? Let me know your views on it. Frozen people. Going through the dense forest, one thing that nobody can ever expect to encounter is people. Yeah, and that too standing strangely in the middle of the jungle. While driving, this man was shocked to see hundreds of people standing as stiff as rocks. Some were facing each other, others were faced towards the trees, and the rest got their eyes stuck on the sky. And not one of them was moving, not a single one. But for what reason? Is it proof that we're really living in a simulation? Or are these people part of some cult? Let me know, what do you think? Running alien. Surprised to see one of the riders suddenly falling to the ground, the man was then even more stunned when he spotted the reason behind his sudden fall. Trying to catch him, one of the guys followed it in the tracks. Though the cryptid had the limbs of a human, it's his body and the fleshy color that made him look like something out of this world. Running for some time, the creep jumped in the long bushes and vanished. Waiting there and looking for it for quite some time, the guys lose all their hope of it coming back. But the cryptid's identity was never revealed. Wriggling beast. Finding dead animals outside their farm almost every day, these people decided to look for the culprit. Hearing strange voices coming from the woods again, they picked up sticks and went to chase the creature. Thinking it might be some kind of wild animal, the people were left stunned when they found a strange snake-like hairy creature rounding the goat's neck. Well, that's what they thought at first, because when the goat turned around, there it was, hanging to the goat. Trying to hit it with a rod, the men made it creep towards the river. Slithering like a snake, it then vanished into the water and was never seen again. But it left people scratching their heads as they tried to figure out what it really was. Land of Devil. Nothing has been growing on this land for centuries, and nothing is supposed to grow on the land. Why? Because it's the Devil's Land. A 13-meter circle that is present in the middle of Chatham's County Park is believed to be cursed. And not just cursed, but many locals have also claimed to have spotted the devil walking on the ground late at night. For what reasons, nobody knows. But with no trees, no plants, and literally nothing on the ground, this haunted land is baffling even the scientists, as they could not find any reasonable explanation for this crazy phenomenon. Wolf-like creature. Spotting it inside their house one day, the residents of this Indian village thought they might have encountered something outwardly, scaring them with its appearance. Though the animals did not harm anyone, due to its terrifying features, nobody decided to go near it, and then roaming in their house for quite some time. Though the scary creature went back to the jungle, it was after the video was uploaded on the internet. It was revealed to the people not to be an alien animal, but was actually a zarak, a rare species of striped hyena, which accidentally came towards the village. Stalking monster. Thinking the crazy creature might be stalking him, the man was surprised to know that it was after a moose. Really? A woody beast looking for a moose? Don't know about you, but that one's news for me. Hiding behind the trees, the monster is slowly creeping out of the woods to get his hands on the moose grazing grass. But as soon as he spots the guy looking at him, the creature, or must I say the stalker, vanished in the woods. Creepy crawler. Going in the woods at night never disappoints people, as it always has something eerie to surprise them. Just like here, when a bunch of friends were standing on the side of the dark forest, noticed that the trees were moving. Alerted from the start, one of the guys started recording the eerie movement, and then, probably hunting behind a small tree, the creature came out. But because it quickly disappeared in the trees again, not much of its creepy features were revealed. All covered in thick, black hair, it was assumed to be a baby bear that was caught in the woods, but hopping mysteriously. It could not be a bear, but if that's the case, then what was it? Moving trees. Sending a drone in the sky, explorers were surprised to see what the camera had captured. 1, 2, and now a third one, and now all of them at once. Could it be a Sasquatch? Well, I mean, it has to be, because otherwise, how would you explain the heavily shaking trees? And the fact that it is moving forward makes the evidence a little more scary. Where people find it hard to believe that a Bigfoot might be behind the huge moving trees. Here's another one caught from a trail camera. See how he probably is cutting down a tree, and then picking one giant log up with his powerful hands. He goes out of sight. Woodland creature. Taking a stroll in a nearby forest, this man came a little too far. So when he sat down for a bit to catch his breath, he sensed that someone was watching him. Quickly turning over, he spotted this eerie-looking creature standing only a few inches above the ground. It was sneaking from behind the tree to watch him. Never having ever seen this before, the man quickly ran towards the other side because, well, what else would you do if spotting such a creature in the woods? But even though his sinister features were quite visible, the footage is still doubtful for some people. Shrieking figure. Camping in the woods and hearing weird voices for quite some time, the man did not have any idea that the source was standing just a few meters away from him. When he turned over, he spotted the cryptid watching him behind the tree. Other than the weird, large head and even weirder, thick hair on it, the figure did not have any other remarkable features, and it felt like his whole face was covered in black color, as not even his eyes were visible. Standing still, he kept facing the scared cameraman, but did not approach him, as if he too was scared of the man, not stopping at any cost. The figure, at last, forced the man to leave the forest. Tree creature. With many people claiming to have seen a strange, fairy-like creature flying in the forest, this family decided to go and look for it. Reaching the middle of the forest, one of the kids spotted something creepy sitting on the tree. Going a little closer to get a better look to it, they were given another surprise as it started flying in the air. With its tiny figure but large wings, it hovered in the air for a couple of seconds, looking at them. And then, frightened of being caught, it flew away in the air and was never seen again. But left the people confused, thinking, do fairies really exist? Or was it just another doctored video? Woody man. Remember the beast stalking the moose? Yeah, this one is his evil twin. Spotting it in the woods, the car's driver stopped to get a closer look. Though looking like a human, he was nothing like an ordinary person, because when the driver tried to talk to him, thinking that he might be lost, he was surprised to see the strange maneuvers of him. At first standing and then slowly crawling, the weirdo rushed towards the driver and was just about to attack him when the man quickly started the car and got away from him. But even though he was saved, this haunting man is proof that there are creatures in the woods which we can never reach or even know about. Skinwalker. When one of their friends went missing in the dense forest, the others decided to go and look for him. Not being able to recover their friend, even after searching for 2 hours and returning hopelessly, they spotted something strange. A beast in the dark, feeding on something, probably some dead animal. As soon as it spotted the boys, it pounced straight towards them, running to save their lives and ending the video right there. Though not much of the cryptid's face is revealed, it is believed to be the mythical Skinwalker. Not just once, but the skinwalker has been spotted many times in the woods. Sometimes feeding, while other times it can be seen sitting on trees, preparing its next attack with its wide mouth opened. Demon chases deer. Not always the humans, but sometimes demons can get their hands on the innocent animals. Just like here, when a camera captured a deer running into the dark woods. And there it is, chasing the poor animal into the woods. With its scary face, glowing eyes, and the 2 wings on its back, it looks like a devil that came straight from hell. And this time, not just a picture, but the creep was caught in a video, probably eating some other animal. Though it looks a little different from the previous one, their glowing eyes make them resemble each other. Mini alien. Is it a ghost child? A tiny alien? What is it? While visiting a cemetery, this man sensed some movement nearby. Standing over to see, he was shocked to see the tiny humanoid creature walking in the graveyard. And even though it was small, the eerie creature was still enough to scare him out. Walking and then suddenly disappearing because the man could not record it any further. He claimed that it sure was an experience he would never forget. Well, because how often do you see a walking child, only inches tall, walking on the ground of a forest? Miniature town. The more people deny their existence, the more such things pop up and scare them. This time, the people were given a surprise by the tiny houses present in the dark forest. A bunch of explorers were out there in Middlebury when the metal detector detected the Little People's Village. Asking the people around, they were told that there was an old lady who used to see little people, for which she made the small houses. But a majority of them say that they are not man-made, but they really belong to elves, which used to exist centuries ago. Ghost in woods. Flying his drone over the forest, this man had no idea what it would capture. At first, spotting it from a little above, standing on the side of the trees, he decided to send it again, this time a little closer to the ground. And there it was again! The giant creature, standing still as a rock, was looking straight at the camera. It was all covered in white and was a little taller than an ordinary man. The drone owner, being sure that he had caught an extraterrestrial being, was put down by the skeptics, as they thought it was nothing else than a man wearing all white. So, real or fake? Human or really a wood brute? You tell me. Hidden people. Not only the creatures and animals, but there are people too that are left undiscovered. Captured by the Brazilian forest authorities, this picture has been circulating on the internet for quite some time, as it shows some men who have dyed themselves with red and black paints. The researchers further said that upon passing over the forest, they spotted some women and children standing on the ground, and on their return, they were gone, and were replaced by these men covered in colors, which according to them was a way of alerting the invaders that if they stepped on their ground, a war would be called against them. Therefore, sadly, even after seeing them for the first time, the researchers were not able to examine their living style closely. Swinging Bigfoot. Captured in the year 1997, the video was caught near Hudson City along the dense forest. The video went viral recently after more than 28 years, as the researchers were asked to look for evidence in the video. Though the video is simple and starts with a guy illustrating about campfires, it's behind him which makes the footage interesting. As a little further back, a juvenile Bigfoot can be seen jumping from one tree to another, and sometimes even swinging holding the tree branches. Though the researchers are pretty much sure that the evidence is real, it's the quality that makes it hard to believe. It's time for today's open discussion. Planning to spend a bright, sunny day down a creek in Washington County, this family had no idea that they would remember this day as a haunting memory. When playing with the water, suddenly the little girl who had come with her parents disappeared. Looking for her almost everywhere, the family, losing all their hope, called the cops, which was no success as nobody was able to find her. It was after almost a week that a researcher was passing through the area, spotted a strange girl standing in the middle of a deserted road, which was actually the lost girl named Van Alst. But what happened to her, and why was she behaving so strangely? This mystery was never resolved. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again